Welcome to the One Life podcast with Behka White. I am your host, and this is episode 13, The Gap and the Gain, part 1, The Gap. From the time we are born until the time we die, humans possess an innate desire to learn and grow. It may be called a desire for achievement, progression, expansion, even divine discontent, and it is a necessary component of happiness and well-being. The desire for growth and improvement is positive and healthy. So where is your current desire for growth and improvement? What are you working towards right now? If something doesn't come immediately to mind, it may be a good time to reflect on what is calling to you at this point in your life. And if 12 things immediately come to mind, just choose one thing to work on. Remember that one thing affects all things, and as you progress in one area, it will ripple into every area of your life. So now let's talk about the space between where we are versus where we want to be. This is what we call the gap. In their book, The Gap and the Gain, authors Dan Sullivan and Dr. Benjamin Hardy say this, quote, "The gap is not a sign of failure, but a call to action," end quote. They also say, quote, "In the gap between where we are and where we want to be lies our greatest opportunity for growth," end quote. I love the mindset here of approaching the gap as a space of growth and opportunity, as opposed to a space of fears and inadequacies. So, how do we close the gap? By setting goals. Regardless of your relationship with goals, goal setting is the pattern of intentional progress. A quick review of the acronym SMART goals will serve us here. My kids can recite these, and you probably can too. SMART stands for specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and time-measurable. And of course, write it down. Until it is written down, it is not a goal, it is a wish. Writing it down takes your goal from the world of ideas and brings it into the physical world. It is the next step in the creation process as you work to create your very best life. As a simple illustration of setting a goal to reach a specific outcome, is this. A few months ago, my 11-year-old daughter wanted a large ticket item, and I asked her how she wanted to go about earning it. She came to me with a plan to earn the item by running 100 miles. This was surprising to me because she doesn't love running, and I knew this goal would really stretch her. She is 11 and wants to finish before her 12th birthday. She made herself a chart to keep track of all of her miles, and then she got to work. This is a great example of a SMART goal, and she has been highly motivated throughout. She is currently still in the gap, working to finish her last 4 miles. In fact, as I'm recording this, she is downstairs running on the treadmill. She will finish before her birthday, and I am so proud of her continued effort. My daughter's example of choosing to run 100 miles is also a helpful reminder that oftentimes there are many possible paths to a specific outcome. All of them will require some form of work, but sometimes it's helpful to look at the many different possibilities as we begin our journey. And as we work in the gap, one last helpful reminder from the book, The Gap and the Gain, is this, quote, "Effort in the gap is never wasted. It is what separates the average from the exceptional," end quote. So the invitation today is this. Whatever gap you are standing in right now, keep going. If you are not clear about where you are trying to get, take some time to identify your destination and set a SMART goal to get there. Write it down and then go to work. I am cheering you on. We only get one life. Let's make it our best.